Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to my YouTube channel Talkingmentalwitharrbee, where I talk on all things mental health related. My name is Rasheedat Balogun, and on today's episode I am going to be talking about an eating disorder called Anorexia Nervosa. Anorexia nervosa, often simply called anorexia, is a potentially life-threatening eating disorder that is characterized by an abnormally low body weight, an intense fear of gaining weight, and a distorted perception of weight. People with anorexia place a high value on controlling their weight and shape using extreme efforts that tend to significantly interfere with their lives. Anorexia isn't really about food. It's an extremely unhealthy and sometimes life-threatening way to try to cope with emotional problems. Anorexia, like other eating disorders, can take over one's life and can be very difficult to overcome. Eating disorders affect at least 9% of the worldwide population, and anorexia affects approximately 1 to 2% of the population. It affects 0.3% of adolescents. The risk of developing an eating disorder is greater in actors, models, dancers, and athletes in sports where appearance or weight are important, such as wrestling, boxing, gymnastics, and figure skating. People with anorexia tend to be very high achievers, performing very well in school, sport, work, and other activities. They tend to be perfectionists with obsessive, anxious, or depressive symptoms. Anorexia nervosa usually begins around the time of puberty, but it can develop at any time. The physical signs and symptoms of anorexia nervosa are related to starvation. Anorexia also includes emotional and behavioral issues involving an unrealistic perception of body weight and an extremely strong fear of gaining weight or becoming fat. It may be difficult to notice signs and symptoms because what is considered a low body weight is different for each person, and some individuals may not appear extremely thin. Also, people with anorexia often disguise their thinness, eating habits, or physical problems. The exact cause of anorexia is unknown, but as with many disorders, it's probably a combination of certain personality traits, emotions, and thinking patterns, as well as biological and environmental factors. People with eating disorders might have troubled relationships or have a history of being teased about their size or weight. Certain factors increase the risk of anorexia, including genetics, dieting and starvation, life changes, trauma, environment and culture, peer pressure, and emotional health. Anorexia can have numerous complications. At its most severe, it can be fatal. Death may occur suddenly, even when someone is not severely underweight. This may result from abnormal heart rhythm or an imbalance of electrolytes that maintain the balance of fluids in the body. Other complications of anorexia include anemia, heart problems, bone loss, loss of muscle, absence of a menstrual period in females, decreased testosterone in males, gastrointestinal problems, and kidney problems. In addition to the host of physical complications, people with anorexia also commonly have other mental health disorders as well. They may include depression, anxiety, mood disorders, personality disorders, obsessive-compulsive disorders, alcohol and substance misuse, self-injury, suicidal thoughts, or suicide attempts. Emergency care for anorexia may be needed in some extreme cases where dehydration, malnutrition, kidney failure, or an irregular heartbeat may pose imminent risk to life. Emergency or not, treatment of anorexia is challenging because most people with the disorder deny they have a problem or are so terrified of becoming overweight that they may oppose treatments to help them gain a normal weight. Treatment most often involves a combination of psychotherapy, medication, nutrition counseling, group or family therapy, and hospitalization. Goals of treatment include restoring the person to a healthy weight, treating emotional issues such as low self-esteem, correcting distorted thinking patterns, and developing long-term behavioral changes. If you are experiencing any of the problems listed in this episode, or if you think you may have an eating disorder, get help. if you are hiding your anorexia from loved ones, try to find a person you trust to talk to you about what's going on. If you notice a family member or friend has low self-esteem, severe dieting habits, and dissatisfaction with appearance, consider talking to him or her about these issues. Although you may not be able to prevent an eating disorder from developing, you can talk about healthier behavior or treatment options. That's it on today's episode of Talking Mental with Arrbee. I hope this episode was very enlightening and informative. Please do not forget to share this video to help spread mental health awareness. Please like this video, drop your questions and opinions in the comment section below, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and bye.